Why is it that we know certain things are good for us or positive for us, but sometimes it's just a struggle to do them?
Are there things in your life that you've always wanted to start, but for some reason, just taking that first step can be hard and totally overwhelming? Today, we want to talk about one of the most important topics out there, and we're really passionate about how to get motivated and how to stay motivated. Yeah.
We get it. Life is crazy busy at the best of times, let alone when you're struggling with a life-changing diagnosis and coping with everything that comes with it.
But one of the biggest things we hear from people recently diagnosed and going through treatment or still managing side effects that are ongoing is that they know things like exercise would be good for them, and eating better would be good and help with energy, and working on mindset techniques to improve mental health would be worthwhile. But it's really hard to get started.
Really, really hard. But have you ever had the situation where you aren't doing the things that you know you should? So then you're hard on yourself too. And sadly, that guilt and negative self-talk can build. Does this relate to anyone? We're our own worst critic, right?
And we know a cancer diagnosis is an incredibly tough situation for anyone, and everyone has their own battles. But our aim is to support and empower more people to take control of at least one aspect of their health through exercise. We know it's good for us, and we know that it can help with energy and symptoms. But just how do you get started?
I'd like you to imagine you're in Greece, okay? So one of those beautiful islands with all the white buildings on the hillside.
Nice.
It's hot. The ocean is that beautiful glistening blue. Are you with me? Are you there in your head? Okay, so now imagine one of those poor little donkeys that has to carry the tourists up the tracks, okay? There are two ways that this donkey moves up the hill. It's either being hit by a stick from behind, or they have a carrot just dangled in front of them. So both these methods would get the donkey to move, right? But which one is more pleasurable and positive?
So in terms of thinking of exercise, if you think of it as though the GP specialist or even research has said that it'd be good for you, or even us, then sometimes this can seem more of the stick or a negative drive, and you're feeling forced to do something, then it'll be very hard to go into that activity positively. Yeah.
But if you can be motivated by a vision for yourself, excitement for something to come, purpose and meaning, then these become your carrots. Okay, so it might be for a personal health goal, to look and feel a certain way. It might be for your future vision for your family, work or business, and everything else that you could get in your life. Turn these into your carrots and write them out. Physically write them.
And if something makes you feel uncomfortable, you tend to procrastinate on certain things. And think of all the positive things that could help drive the motivation to do the task rather than the stick driving it.
Okay, so for example, Julie and I hated the thought of filming videos. The negative comments in our head were always enough for us to put it off. We just did not want to do them for so long. But we have our vision now and our dream to help more people that needed this knowledge and support, and we had to get out of our head and focus on that end goal, okay? We had to accept that it won't be perfect, but we just had to get on with it, knowing that it would be worthwhile even if we could just help one person. Okay.
Now also just take a moment to think of your thoughts running through your head when you even consider exercise. Is there an element of self-doubt, even fear? Are you hard on yourself? This is so common.
To get motivated to exercise, it could be worth taking some time to physically write down all the positives for the present time of exercise. So for an example, how you might feel just that day after doing the exercise, okay? But also in relation to your future vision, such as how you want to look and feel as your ideal self, so that each time you exercise, you'll be moving towards that goal.
And then you can refer to them when you're feeling less motivated. And if you have them written up somewhere you can actually see your vision each day, then this can work incredibly well to set the mind thinking towards that goal too.
It works really well. But sometimes having the vision is just not enough. Okay, we totally get it. It's really hard when so many of you are going through really tough times, especially if you just don't know what the future holds.
So after you've put together your list of carrots, we'd like you to try this additional process to go a step deeper, or 7 steps deeper, in fact.
So Dean Graziosi is an American entrepreneur, and he shared this process called the 7 levels deep that he learned. Julie and I have both been through this process and found it really, really helpful to drive us to keep doing what we're doing each day.
So for this process, you simply ask yourself, why is it important for you to exercise or succeed in your vision that you have? And for many of you, there'll be a simple answer: to get fitter, to have more energy, to have happy family or financial security, for example. Now, whatever the answer to the first question is, then ask yourself, why is it important to you to get fitter or have more energy?
On each answer, ask yourself again, why is it important to you? And you just keep going through this process for each answer. What can happen at the 4th or 5th level of questioning yourself is that you start to move away from your head, your logical answers, to more of your heart and what's really important. At this point, when I was doing this process, everything started changing in my body. So my heart rate started increasing and I was actually really quite emotional. And that is what it's all about. The emotional why behind what you're doing. By the 7th time you've asked yourself why, you've often found it. Yeah. So be really kind to yourself. Allow yourself time to process this and ponder.
And if you can find your emotional why behind your carrots, your vision, your goals, then holding on to this to support your motivation on days when you feel just at a low level of energy, unmotivated, it's the real key. And it will be enough to get you moving forwards, even if it's a small step, and be proud of that. Don't ever compare yourself with anyone else. Just try to be a better version of yourself compared to last month.
Now, these tips for motivation can be applied to all areas of your life. We've obviously just kind of given examples on exercise today, but I'm sure when you have the motivation and the why is found, it will help in so many ways.
Well, we hope you found this helpful, and please do go through this process. It really can be life-changing.
Take care. Bye for now.
Bye.